And now it's time to get you ready for the match with the Phoenix Rising pregame warm-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Of the sun. Phoenix Rising on a bit of a delay will kick it off against Oakland Roots in just a few coming up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Ryan Sikora here on the pregame warm-up. We'll be joined in a moment by Kevin Cardez and Mahir Sinhasan, but first we will step aside for the national anthem here live from 38th and Washington as the closing end of the season comes to you live tonight on KDUS, AM 1060 and the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Uzuchukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Each day at work just dragging on. Get your sports fix on the lunch break. Join Chris Schubert and producer Evan live as they give their local perspective on the world of sports. Baseball, football, and basketball. Everything has a home on their plate. It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert, live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060, on the KDUS 1060 app, and KDUS 1060 on YouTube.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tire simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Let's get into the action. Phoenix Rising Soccer, live now on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Phoenix Rising Radio Network tonight as Phoenix Rising takes on Oakland Roots on Superhero Night under a rain-drenched cloud pregame that has turned away a couple of fans here tonight at 38th and Washington. Still should be a healthy crowd on hand for one of the final home games of 2025 as we bring you inside the booth. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardes will be joined by the third member of our team, Mahirson Hassan, in a moment. Kevin, it's a must-win game for Phoenix Rising tonight.
Yeah, every win or every game that they've played over the last month and a half has felt like a must-win, but this is as must-win as you can do. You need to make sure that you secure a double over a Western Conference team that's knocking on the doors of the playoff line just like you are. You're a little bit ahead of Oakland, but you're not far enough away to feel comfortable. Don't let this six-pointer turn the wrong way.
And for Mahirson Hassan down on the touchline, Mahir, it comes now with a little bit more difficult of a circumstance, partner.
Yeah, it's definitely been a whirlwind of the past 2 hours here in the Valley with rain droplets starting around 6:05, which immediately crescendoed in towards a downpour. The stadium here at 38th and Washington losing power momentarily. Fans have been lining up since 6:30 though to get in. They got in today at 7:10. As for the pitch, it looks okay right now. It seemed a little pristine, but after warm-ups with Phoenix Rising and Oakland Roots both cutting on the grass, it's going to be very interesting to see how players keep their balance. There's a lot of divots, specifically on the wings on the eastern side of the stadium. So for Phoenix Rising, it's going to be down the left channel for when they start in this first half. It's going to be making for an interesting situation overall, but the ball's moving just fine.
All right, Mahir, thank you so much. You'll keep me posted on that one throughout this game here tonight as we show you the lineups if you're following along on our visual feeds with this one tonight. Traditional 4-3-3 for Phoenix Rising, Kevin. It's Hope Avayevu who's going to stir the strings in the middle. Charlie Dennis on the right wing figures to have a big game.
Yeah, Charlie Dennis had an absolute field day against Oakland when they played in the Coliseum about 2.5 months ago. I expect him to do something similar. He has been on fire when he plays in a large role. Let Charlie Dennis roll.
For Oakland Roots, chop change team for Benny Feilhaber the last couple of weeks. As we get ready for kickoff here, Oakland Roots and Phoenix Rising. A video board that is a bit blackened out here on this Saturday evening, September 27th. Avayevu starts us off as we get sent skyward from Carl Saint, looking long for the run of Charlie Dennis, nodded away by Naveal Hackshaw, and Phoenix will have a throw in 12 seconds in the attacking third on the right side. Colin Smith back in the lineup for Rising for the second consecutive start. Selasenge. Smith again, pressured well by former Rising striker Danny Trejo, who starts tonight for Oakland. And back for Patrick Rakowski. There's a couple of former Rising players in the team tonight for Benny Feilhaber's visiting Californians, Kev.
Yeah, Panos Harmonakis, you have Danny Trejo. Danny's first start for Oakland Roots so far in his tenure.
Ball skipped away from Rakowski, falls for Trejo, and under a minute into his return in Phoenix, Danny Trejo dances and scores for Oakland Roots. A ball from the back from Rakowski, under hit for the feet of Noble Okello. The Canadian couldn't stretch in time. It was won high by the Roots, and it found its way to the number 99 in white. Danny Trejo scores for the first time for Oakland in 2025.
Yeah, what a nightmare, Ryan. Danny Trejo has all of the time in the world to make something happen, and what a terrible mistake from Phoenix Rising. Nothing good to say on that. 1 minute through.
For the third consecutive week, Phoenix Rising concede in the first half and have to chase on the front foot. Oakland Roots now will race to the lead. Rising on the ball again with Charlie Dennis wide right before you could really even blink, and then given away by Colin Smith. Middle of the park for Ali El-Maznoy. And Tyler Gibson, sly operator, the 35-year-old, away from trouble, wide for Armanakis. Feet of Faisal Batash. Faisal Batache found the feet of Trejo, got it from Armanakis, clipped off by Dennis. A foul on Danny Trejo. Free kick for Phoenix Rising. Feet of JP Skeers, who almost stumbles on it. I mean, just the worst start you could possibly have.
I don't think that you can ask for a worse start. There is nothing that you can say there that redeems that besides maybe the pitch is wet, and even that's a terrible excuse.
Senge almost slipped underneath the foot of Colin Smith. He's able to turn out of trouble from Danny Gomez, and racing forward is the right back Colin Smith, finding Charlie Dennis. Charlie Dennis looking for room, a ball in behind. Hope Avievu on the right side, now by the byline. Colin Smith will cross early, cleared away by Oakland. Skeers keeps it in. Avievu has a touch. Back for Charlie Dennis, who gets his first start in a while for Phoenix. Noble Okello, Colin Smith, right side attacking third minute. Dennis slips, stumbles, was fouled by Faisal Batache. And it's a free kick for Phoenix Rising in a very similar spot to the free kick that Charlie Dennis scored against Oakland all the way back in July up at the Coliseum. Dennis and Sacco will stand over at 4th minute. A goal just 43 seconds in from Danny Trejo. Earliest goal conceded by Phoenix Rising in 2025. Oakland have been pretty good this year compared to their normal mark. When they score first in the league, they've got a winning record. Charlie Dennis, the lone man, casting a shadow over the ball. A whistle from our referee tonight, Elvis Osmanovic. Charlie Dennis stinging well, but wide of the first post, out for an Oakland Roots goal kick.
It's not a bad take, Ryan. That one is a couple feet away from being at least dangerous and getting some action out of the goalkeeper, but you can tell that all that's weighing on this team right now is the fact that you conceded 43 seconds in. That's the only thing that's pertinent right now.
At the feet of Rafael Spiegel, who's getting the starts as of late for Roots in goal. Former West Ham product. Austria U20 international at one point in his time. He goes long, it finds its way at the feet of Daniel Flores. Back for Asenge and then Okello again, who you may consider the culprit for the goal, but possibly also more Rakowski than the Canadian midfielder.
Rakowski just got caught off his line so far to the point where Trejo just had to tap it. There was not much work for Danny to do. Became an easy one.
Turning away, Gibson battling, winning out, looking for support, had it in Trejo, won back by Rising, then given away for Gomez. The wide body of Nabil Hackshaw sprinting to it. Gagi Markvelishvili looked to skip a line for Gomez, cut out by Asenge, finds the feet of Gibson. And Oakland had it, turned it over. Rakowski scoops it up for Phoenix inside his own box. 6th minute, 1-0. Mentioned Charlie Dennis is not really winner, I guess. It technically belonged to Darius Johnson in the reverse fixture back in Oakland. Since that game in mid-July, July 12th, Phoenix Rising have won in all competitions just 3 times. Plenty of draws amongst that for a Phoenix team that is 7-7 and 11. Asenge. Flores slipped, looked for Avievu. Won back by Maury Donor. Kevin, when these two teams met, what is that, 3 months ago, 2 months ago at this point? As it's won by Sacco, who's the number 9 tonight, high by Charlie Dennis. Daniel Gomez will sweep up, and wide it goes. Panos Armanakis slips beyond Colin Smith. And here comes the Aussie, Panos Armanakis, looking for Peter Wilson's legs. Glances beyond Saint and Wilson. Flores clears, only as far as Maury Donor. Donor wide. Here it's found the feet. Crossing in, too close to Rakowski. And Patrick Rakowski safe. So when these two teams played in July, it was a back 3 pretty religiously for Oakland. The last couple of weeks, Benny Veilhaber has opted for a little bit of a different look for his Oakland team.
And Oakland's changed tactically throughout the stretch of the year. When we saw them last time, they were really, really busy in the midfield. They like to play a lot of short, incisive tiki-taka passes, and it's what actually carved up Rising to the point where Rising were also down 1-0 on the road. It's just, they've changed, but the personnel has changed as well. You look at Panos Armanakis, who's now playing a lot more than he was over the last year and a half, and changed to Danny Trejo making his first start. Those are 2 former Rising guys. They've seen a personnel swap over. I mean, your column on the board with guys who can't make it is like 7 or 8 guys deep. We don't have that happen a lot.
Nabil Hackshaw skipping a line, looking for the number 10, Armanakis, who's playing as a left back tonight. Kevin says he's playing much more, but in a weird position. Great vision, great ball, great save by Rakowski. Elmas Noy slipped to the back post, and Armanakis slid a ball to his feet. And Patrick Rakowski right there inside his own 6 to see it out for a corner kick. That is what Panos Armanakis can do to you when you give him space. 8th minute, 1-0. Long walk for the left foot of Panos Armanakis. Member of the 2023 Phoenix Rising title team, a key member at that. He'll play it short for Danny Gomez. Looking for Armanakis short. Gomez in trouble. Goes back for Panos Armanakis. Top of the box for Tyler Gibson, who shoots first time wide. Claimed by a fan in the north end. Goal kick for Phoenix Rising, who come in having mentioned all the draws this season, but they have drawn back-to-back games 2-2. Have drawn 4 straight for the first time since 2019. Flores on the ball. He started in all of those games. He skips the line for Avayevu on the left side. Midfield Phoenix. 9th minute. Feet of Darius Johnson, really his first true touches. Spins away from Maury Donor. Donor, and did DJ slip? Yes, he did. No foul, throw in for the Roots. One back by Rising, good high pressure from Skiers. Sacco has it as he turns towards the center circle. He ran into traffic in the form of Danny Trejo. Ball in behind looking for the run of Peter Wilson. And the Liberian was snuffed out by Carl Saint. Avayevu, center pitch. Wide it goes. Charlie Dennis. He lost out to Armanakis. Armanakis sees a beautiful ball. Peter Wilson's one-on-one with Rakovsky and scored. It's 2-0. Oakland Roots inside of 10 minutes. And despite Patrick Rakovsky making a big save moments ago for his 200th of his career, Peter Wilson continues his torrent run of scoring his 8th goal in 8 games to double Oakland's lead in the 10th minute.
I don't think that there's a worse start that could have come out from this. Peter Wilson just breaks free. It's 2 beautifully incisive passes over the last 5 minutes from Panos Armanakis that started to knock down the door, but that one was as perfect as it gets. It's weighted right where it needs to be, and Peter Wilson, a fantastic finish. He caught Rakovsky off his line just a few minutes ago, but that's just 2 terrible concessions.
You hear the sirens. It's probably a good analogy for what Phoenix Rising are hearing in their heads at the moment. 10 minutes in, a 2-0 deficit for the 3rd consecutive week for Phoenix. Now the last 2 weeks, if you want to go on the glass half full side of things, partner, Phoenix has drawn both games 2-2 from 2-0 deficits. Now they have more time to do it here, technically.
Yeah, they've given themselves much more time. There's almost a full football game to play. There's definitely a positive way to look at this. If they were to get 1 point, I think that it would be a good point now.
From the Oakland Roots perspective, this is a must-win game if they want to be a playoff team. They are 5 points adrift of the playoff line with 5 games to go. A win today would put them 2 points back of Phoenix Rising for what could potentially be that final playoff spot. And as it stands right now, because Rising won 2-1 in California, Oakland Roots has taken advantage of the tiebreaker between these 2 teams. 11th minute on the ball is Daniel Flores trying to do it himself. He slips as he slides in. Cut out by Mark Velishvili for Oakland. Trejo touching down off his chest. Gibson picked it up. Batash had it. Gomez, Faisal Batash in behind for the run of Peter Wilson. A foot race with Carl Saint. Peter Wilson was offside. He got to the ball first as he reaches his head up to the sky.
I just don't think the center back pairing is working. Carl Fred Saint and Marcelo Singh sort of working against each other, not with each other. And you can see every time a ball goes back there, it is a complete dice roll as to what they're going to do. Carl Fred Saint and Marcelo both charging back there trying to sweep the ball. And so they get lucky that Peter Wilson is caught offside because he did the right thing to touch behind and try to turn on a half. Like, it's not working right now. And they thought that they might have found something last week when Carl Fred Saint came onto the pitch. And he looked really, really good, but this is not the showing.
Ball long, switching play left to right. Roots are on it in their own half. Maury Donor escaping forward. He's just dribbled it out of touch. We walked the field before.
It seemed fine.
Was slippery maybe, but certainly not a bad surface. There will be no blaming of that tonight, I think. Though there's one man in the stadium that looks a bit more distraught than even Kevin to my right. That would be Pamadou Ka, Phoenix Rising's first-year manager, who recognizes very deeply the importance of this game. Tracksuit today for the normally slyly dressed skipper, as he urges on Colin Smith, who has some space to break forward into the opposition half. He does so and finds the feet of Charlie Dennis. Heels on the chalk, right side in the attacking third. Charlie the creator, switching play for Hope Avievu. Ball into the box, feet of Darius Johnson, top of the 18, Noble Akello stepping on it, slipping wide, into the box, Smith, flicked on, Dennis, just over the bar, no touch from the goalkeeper, Spiegel, and out for a goal kick. And before we get back to play, Meherson Hassan, Pamadou Ka talked a lot at the end of last week and at the midweek about motivating his team, getting his team ready for games. Clearly that has not been the case tonight, 13 minutes in, already down 2-0.
Yeah, it's been an interesting situation, Ryan, and I asked Pamadou Ka, what does that will and want look like in practice in the lead up to this game? And he said the will and want's been there the entire season. It's just about the motivation, and specifically the motivation that has fluctuated over the past few weeks.
Ball in the air in the Oakland half. A flag came up. It was, I believe, a foul on a Roots player. Mahir, thank you, by the way. Motivation. I think it's curious to me that a coach can say they've had the will, the want in training, but it's been lacking on match days. In his mind, he's said as much. Your thoughts on that one, Kevin?
I don't know how that translates, because I think that if you're motivated in training, that you should be motivated on game day. This is what the week goes toward. You work for these games and these 90-minute stretches. If the motivation isn't there, I don't know.
First corner of the night for Phoenix. Flipped away by Charlie Dennis, up for J.P. Skiers, who got ahead to it, but right at Spiegel. Rising nearly scored on consecutive corners. Carl Saint rescuing a point in the 100th minute. Last week against Loudoun United at home. Second of a 3-game homestand for Phoenix. Touched by Armanakis, out of play. Throw in Rising, attacking half. Next week for Phoenix, they'll round it out with a seemingly ever more important game, minute by minute, against their arch rivals, New Mexico United. That's a tough, tricky away day in North Carolina, a team that's third in the Eastern Conference. That's the remainder for Rising. Flores is in the box for Phoenix. He shot early. It is dropped by Spiegel. I think Hope Avievu may have kicked the ball while it was in the hands of the goalkeeper. No, not even a foul. On the opposite end of the pitch in front of the south end, a quarter of an hour in. Oakland Roots scoring in the first minute and in the 9th minute of this game. Wilson, he went up for it. Asenge did too. Trejo uses his body to his advantage. Too much of an advantage, said the referee, Elvis Osmanovic. Rest of the crew, Alexander Orita, Jared Mosier, Benjamin Davis, the 4th official. Flores under pressure by Elmas Noy. Darius Johnson somehow worked out for him as he looked to turn in, took a bad touch, and then it found the feet of Flores, who raced forward and was fouled. You're hearing some rhythm, some color come back into this gloomy game so far. Rising have reacted well to conceding the second, at the very least.
The midfield looks busy, and that's my big takeaway right now, Ryan, is that the midfield looks like they have a lot to do, and they're starting to wake up and warm up to the challenge. They've been really, really suffocating on the counter press. They've been trying to raise the line high and make something happen, and guys like Daniel Flores right now are getting it done.
Darius Johnson, he's on it. Racing with Donor. Maury Donor touched it last. Another corner kick for Phoenix.
I think it's interesting that nobody got up in the training, Penny. Nobody started to get warm after they conceded the second. They decided that the guys on the pitch right now, at least for the first 45, presumably these are the 11 they're going to ride out this first half. You're not going to go to the bench. You have 2 center backs down there. You've conceded 2. You have Potmar Boy and Rafael Chihos, and both of them are going to sit down right now.
Maybe a coach wanting to see how the 11 he chose reacts here tonight. Charlie Dennis will take another with his left foot swinging away from the far left side of Phoenix's attack. A corner kick for Rising. A whistle with everybody aligned at the penalty spot. Dennis up there, good ball, headed towards goal, flicked away by Mark Velishvili, top of the box Flores. Rising up was Mark Velishvili again, away by Donor, still around Gibson. Dances all the way to the floor with Charlie Dennis. Rising will keep possession here on Superhero Night. Someone has to step up for Phoenix. Johnson, back post, punched away by Spiegel. He can leap tall buildings, and he makes a great play. Skiers keeping it with Rising, this counter press that Kevin talked about. Smith, Skiers wide right, 18th minute. You have to think Phoenix have to take something with this momentum. They lose out with Trejo on it. And now Middle Park, head is up, Wilson's running, Saint is deflected. Just got his body in front to the Haitian Carl Saint. 18th minute.
Good boots there and movement from Carl Fred Saint to get back at the right place at the right time. Stops a complete counter.
Isan Sako running the channel well on the right. The striker playing ball into the feet of Charlie Dennis, who can run one-on-one. Charlie Dennis flicked through another corner kick for Phoenix Rising. And I'm certain there are a few heads in the south end turning to each other left, right, and center and saying, where was this 10 minutes ago for Phoenix? But it is coming nonetheless now.
They can keep the pressure on. This is the team that we've seen that knows how to keep mounting pressure on their opposer. It's just, can they do it in enough time to make this a game? They've done it for the last 2 weeks. Somehow, they're going to have to do it again.
A little bit of a cheer for Charlie Dennis. Early urgency on this Saturday night for Charlie Dennis's corner to come in. Flicked about. Who'd it come off of last? An Oakland Roots defender. Another corner kick for Phoenix Rising. This feels like Louisville City right now. Just shoving long, pressing high, forcing set pieces.
To the tune of a 2-goal deficit is not very Louisville.
No, not at all.
No.
Dennis to serve once more. This is well delivered, up to the back post. Headed away by Oakland. Kept at the byline by Avievu. Dropping back edge of the box for Flores. Wide for Darius Johnson. DJ dances, cutting in on his preferred right foot. Looks to rifle one at the first post. Spiegel was ready. No runner was making one. And the Austrian collects yet another for the visitors tonight, Oakland Roots, led by, at this point, half-season coach Benny Feilhaber, former U.S. men's national team player, 45 times for the Stars and Stripes. 20 minutes into this one. He's looking to get his 6th win in 16 games in charge in the Bay. Head tennis collected by Oakland. Armanakis hasn't had a touch in a while. Dances beyond, slipping through Smith and recovered by Asenge. Rising barreled into their right side. Oakland has kept him there. Saint in trouble. Won by Trejo. 3-on-4. Now 4-on-4. Wide for Faisal Batache. Up there for Peter Wilson, heads it about. Couldn't redirect it on a heavy cross from Faisal Batache. Another giveaway for Rising in their own half. Up from Maurice Donor. Rakowski calls out Flores. And the goalkeeper in black tonight for Phoenix scoops it with some security. Smith. He wanted to play it in behind for Isan Sako. Charlie Dennis was showing short. Won by Oakland. Maurice Donor on the overlap. Supported by Elmas Noy, defended by Flores. Donor into the box, away by Saint. Top of the area, 25 yards away, Gomez. Sneaks one into space for Trejo. Danny Trejo, Danny danger. Nowhere to go. Touched off by Trejo last.
That's good work there from Colin Smith, who's had to work his way back into the starting 11 after playing every single minute pretty much for the club, besides one half against Sacramento early on during a day game. Missed a little bit of time due to injury. It was about a month, and now he's slowly worked his way back into physical form and back into the starting group. Him and Daniel Flores working on getting their left to right back sort of battery back together. Learn to shake the ball from left to right.
Flores on it for Phoenix as he gallops beyond a couple of Roots defenders. Picks up a free kick in his own half.
He's so good at that, isn't he, Ryan? Just
Yes.
being able to glide through multiple defenders, pick up the ball on the far left-hand side, pick it up deep, and manage to shuttle it through an entire block on his own. Find the next phase of play and get it to a midfielder. It's really impressive.
Noah Lakello, Colin Smith, cut out by Panos Armanakis. Champion in his first start since leaving Phoenix last summer. He's found the feet of Trejo. The 2023 connection sets up Peter Wilson. Armanakis to Trejo, and a second for Big Peter Wilson. 3-0 Oakland. 22 minutes gone. They will celebrate, stand, and Danny Trejo is doing the business to his former employer tonight.
What a time to bag a brace. First start for the club since he joined them from Birmingham. Bags his first pair of goals for the club.
He gets the assist, so
He's
2
the
goal
assist.
involvements there, which is still a lot of luck, and there is a real meeting occurring about halfway through the the center circle and the 18-yard box. Patrick Rakowski, Hope Avievu, Isan Sako, Colin Smith gathering the troops, all really except for Darius Johnson and Acelo Senge, who have separated themselves a bit. As they break their huddle, down 3-0, less than a third of the way into this game.
Funnily enough, I think that's Rafael Chihos and Pat Marboy who just got up off the bench and started to warm up on the far-hand side.
You just wonder if this is the true tipping point for Phoenix's season. You probably can't rescue a point here from this point onward, though crazier things have happened for Phoenix in 2025.
Usually against them.
Ball slipped away from the run of Flores. It's going to find its way to the path of Wilson, cut out by Saint. Free kick for, for Oakland. But at the very least for Rising, it has to be a mental reset, a correcting of course to clean it up in this game. They will be above the playoff line at the end of the night. But that is not the concern for Phoenix at the moment. It is the long-term repercussions of what has been the club's worst start in some time. Second brace of Peter Wilson's USL Championship career. Cross comes in, deflected away, corner kick Oakland's. Chihos, Pop Marboy, as Kevin pointed out, two center backs warming up. It was Chihos who was plugged early last week. Carl Saint came on and was the hero against Loudoun. Maybe an inverse tonight. Daniel Gomez just launched it over everybody's head. It'll find the feet of Maury Donor, 30 yards away. He lays one along, heels on the touchline. Danny Trejo dances through Charlie Dennis, and Trejo turns, looks up, and looks back. USL Championship MVP with Phoenix Rising in 2023. Left to go play in Europe, chase the dream in Poland. Came back with Birmingham Legion at the beginning of the year. So hurt, so injured, so absent for the Alabamans this year. Was traded when Benny Feilhaber arrived in Oakland. His fourth appearance, his first start, his first goal, his first assist. Free kick as Sako came late into the challenge of the Georgian Gagi Margvelashvili. At the country, now the state. 26th minute, 3-0 Oakland. Roots have a free kick.
What you can't do if you're Phoenix is you can't let this snowball emotionally. You're not allowed to let this one turn into hard fouls and things that you shouldn't do. You need to find a way to fight through what just occurred in the first 22 minutes and turn the next 70 and change into something that you can take and draw on. Whether it's 1, 2, or 3 goals, find a way to make this into something that you can build on after.
Amanakis. Batache, but Faisal Batache left it. That ball out of touch. Last touched off an Oakland Roots player. Skeers, switching play, Flores. Seems a bit prude, but what's the way back for Phoenix Rising?
You score 1.
Wow.
And then you score 2, and then you try to find a way to score a third. It sounds like a joke, but it all starts by just scoring 1. You open the account, and you see how much you can invest into it. It's going to be a long, long road, but you highlighted it beautifully. They have a lot of time to do it. This time not conceding that second goal in the 60th or the 70th. We're going to do this with 70 to go.
Long skipple play for Colin Smith in the attacking third. Gets beyond Armanakis, falls for Akello. Good ball, back post. Johnson missed it. A header from 7 yards out over the crossbar. Chihos is sat back down for Phoenix. Xion Emmers might be warming up as well.
You have to wonder what's the idea behind Xion Emmers' substitution here, because to me the midfield is the group that's working the hardest. I don't think that they're the ones that are causing the issues. I mean, JP Skeers has shoveled the ball fairly well. I think that Noble Akello could have probably played that a little bit better. I think that Hope Avievu needs to find his way in, but what does Emmers change?
Skeers, he had it, he lost it. Margvelashvili now on it for Oakland. In trouble, backwards he goes. His center back partner, Nabil Hackshaw. 15th most appearances in USL Championship history for Nabil Hackshaw, the Trinidad and Tobago international. Wilson shoved to the floor. That's going to be a conversation between Carl-Fred Saint and Elvis Osmanovic.
Still a long conversation between the officiating crew, and you have to wonder what the actual issue is, but the ball will be restarted with Oakland regardless. Ryan, how do you think that Phoenix Rising claws back?
That's too much of a head scratcher for my brain. Trejo skips and slips and slides the ball along the ground. You wanted Wilson. Recovered by Asenge. My brain tells me they don't. But if you ask
what about your heart?
My heart tells me they don't either, trust me, unfortunately. If there is a way, I think I'm with you. You have to get the first, and you have to probably get it within the first half. You cannot trail by 3 after 45 minutes and give Oakland chances to counteract your acts before they act. That was a big mouthful.
I liked it. That was good.
Scores from around the league while we have the moment. Louisville City up 1-0, and they beat Detroit City. Plenty of corner kicks on that one. Slipping was Charlie Dennis. He's fouled. Indy 11 2-1 over FC Tulsa, who continued to slide, and maybe Sacramento Republic could catch the Scissortails for first place in the Western Conference. Game was not played between Pittsburgh and Las Vegas. Hartford got back to winning ways with a 2-0 win in the Rocky Mountains against Colorado Springs. 0-0 between San Antonio and Birmingham. Final score there. Halftime, Monterey and Sacramento 0-0. Orange County and Charleston 0-0 at the break. This is the last game of the night. 30 minutes in, 3-0 Oakland. The free kick was wasted by Phoenix as they looked to switch play and overhit it. There's a foul. No, yep, 100%. It is Saint again, the guilty party. 1, 2, 3, persistent infringement, as he is the first name in the book. Mahirson Hassan has told me over the mobile device that a Bandito might have the best actual answer for how Phoenix Rising gets back into this game, which is be a superhero here on Superhero Night.
No comment, Ryan.
They need Batman and Robin, and Superman and Superwoman, and
you can just say the Avengers, man. It's okay.
Spider-Man and Captain America.
Just mixing and matching.
Peacemaker
DC and Marvel, we do anything
right
now.
I guess.
We just do anything. Anything flies.
Captain Marvel. Where's Luis Sejas when you need him? 31st. In behind, something from the training ground that did not go well. Daniel Gomez was overstruck by Panos Armenakis.
Now the question is how do you fight back? I think that if Potmore Boyd were to come on, he probably replaces Carl-Fred Saint, which changes the shape up a little bit. Saint's been the one to lose a few balls and lose a few defenders in behind, so you have to wonder where that slides in. But then Zian Emmers, who does he come in for? Is it Noble Okello? I probably think so. You maybe want to sink Charlie Dennis back in and maybe take off Darius Johnson. And I don't know.
Lots of options.
There's a lot of options.
Dennis,
they have a professional bench.
Maybe he'll make a difference. He's run into the middle of the park, and he's been fouled by Faisal Batache.
The weather's nice.
Yeah, it is. I think a fan just fell down the stairs, though.
Dude, like a champ, just shook it off.
That is what happens when it rains and the bleachers are metal. He's locked in. Maybe more so than Phoenix tonight. 32nd. Saint, short. Flores has it, 40 yards from frame. Looks to clip in. Not even getting into the box before headed away by Gibson. Batache, pressured by Rising, who released the Hounds. Long it goes for Wilson. Knotted down, a foul.
Selasenge absolutely remiss at the choice to foul there.
I thought it was a foul.
No, at the choice, not the call.
I see.
Yes, that was a foul.
Just gotten so used to stuff being called a foul. That's, you know, we're just unloading tonight. It was a good night.
Empty chambers.
Here early. We thought it was going to rain. It was going to keep the weather down, and then it really rained here at 38th and Washington. You can go to Owen Evans' Twitter and find a wonderful photo of me just suffering. Middle Park, Daniel Gomez attacking third now, Oakland Roots. Batache scares through the backside of Faisal Batache. A free kick for Oakland. The video board has gone to add misery to the moment. Noble Okello has been hooked 33 minutes in for Xian Emmers. The Swiss-born Belgian international will replace Okello after this free kick because Noble Okello is 6'5", and you would like to have him in the wall, I guess. As
I don't hate the call.
Compared to the 5'10" on a good day frame of Emmers, who I think he's built like a box. He's just a square fella.
Also a box-to-box midfielder. I like that. It's a good little transition.
Armanakis is so deadly. A dartsman of the finest order from this range. Daniel Gomez will cast a shadow as well. Dead straight away, where you practice them every day. 22 yards out. A whistle from the referee comes now as Panos Armanakis takes a deep breath and will strike it into the wall. Skips about. Wilson couldn't latch on. Player shoved in the box. It's Colin Smith down. Trejo who fouled him. Free kick for Phoenix, who will now make the change. Noble Okello will run off with some urgency to his game.
Noble Okello hooked fairly early in the game, about a half hour through.
You see this interaction, by the way, on the touchline.
Yeah, waited to see it.
High five with his assistant. Mamadou Ka stares off. He gave him a touch too. The video board has died here, so nobody in the stadium is really going to know what the clock is, which means you kind of go back to the youth days where you have to ask the referee for time constantly. 10 minutes and change left in this first half. Asenge long he goes. You might find Isan Sako, who nearly latched onto it. Hackshaw did a great job. Won by Dennis, under his foot, Armanakis. And now Skeers stepping on it. Villevu took it off of him. Won by Oakland, though. The other way for Batache. Donor and Wilson running. Peter Wilson's on a hat trick. Peter Wilson's one-on-one. Wilson cut it back, wanted Trejo. Asenge stood his ground well. Pop Marboy has sat down for what it's worth. Sako was offside as he received the ball. So it looks like that is going to be the squad that finishes the first half for Phoenix. Again, 3-0, 35th minute.
That was smooth from Marcel Asenge under a ton of pressure. Throughout it all, managed just to keep the ball at his boots. Didn't make the rash choice to pass through and try to beat the shins of the oncoming attacker. Does just enough to evade the pressure.
Dennis. Lost out to Trejo. Asenge got it back. He's being hounded by Danny Danger. Asenge couldn't keep it in touch. And Danny Trejo, with some choice words, very happy with his effort there, the number 99, who is proving, I think, to Phoenix exactly why you want that kind of player on your team.
Let's go, Oakland! Let's go, Oakland! Let's go, Oakland!
It's a good traveling cohort from the East Bay here this evening.
You wouldn't believe it, but that's one man.
There's a couple of shirts, though, 3 or 4 of them. Talking with Kendall McIntosh. Comes in from Armanakis, up in the air, Mark Velishvili off his butt. And he shoved Emmers out of the way. Trejo got in the way, too. He'll have a talk with the referee. Free kick, Phoenix.
I thought they'd saved the video board. It looked like they had a chance for a moment, but it's gone again. 37 minutes through.
I'll tell you what, though, the ad boards are still running strong, so somebody in the ticketing office is really happy about that.
Oh, yeah. But what will I do when the train comes through and I can't watch the train graphic?
The choo-choo graphic?
The choo-choo graphic, man. I love the choo-choo graphic.
There might not be anything to smile about by the time the train comes around.
You can always smile about a train, man.
Hopavievu. Hopefully we're smiling by the time the train comes around. That will have meant that Phoenix have found some form in this game. They have probably had more of the possession over the last 15 minutes or so of the game. It's 62-38. But Oakland have scored really all their goals off the counter press or the counter attack. It's been a game in transition for the Roots. Middle Park, Saint, center back, preferred right foot. Emmers checking in, receiving, switching. Senge crossing the timeline. Smith, no whistle. That was a fan in the crowd. Cut out by Armanakis, scooped up by Pamadou Ka. Quick throw for Phoenix. Smith looking for options. 38th minute. Senge. And he splits a line. A good ball from Marcelo Senge. Finding Flores. Danny Flores rifling in. Cleared away. Mark Belishvili. That's a mouthful. Skiers has it. Flores earns surely another free kick and does. Quickly, Mahir Sinhasan, the crowd has stayed despite this slow start, and they've stayed in it.
Yeah, most certainly, Ryan. The Banditos have still continued their chance. They're still banging the drums on the south side of 38th and Washington. They're just trying to get something going, as it's been throughout this entire evening with the weather delay. Some of them even offering some encouragement as well, saying, quote, be a superhero on Superhero Night.
Yeah, we got that one in, Mahir. Thank you so much for your work down there. I mean, that's all they're looking for right now. Maybe Mahir can get out there and be a superhero. He looks like one in the bright yellow.
He does.
39th minute. Phoenix a free kick from what I would describe as Charlie Dennis range. Anywhere from 20 to 30 yards. He's probably right at the cusp of that. 30 yards away from the frame of Rafa Spiegel. Charlie Dennis, his left foot raises one right hand to the sky. He'll clip it up. It's too close to the goalkeeper. That's a poor free kick. And boy, I wonder, with 6 minutes or so left, plus stoppage time in this first half, what the conversation is like in the changing room at the break for the home team tonight, Kevin Cardes.
Moments like these, you'd pay to be a fly on the wall, Ryan. I would love to be in there and hear about it, because this is one of those halves where you can look back when it's all said and done, the playoff line is firmed, and you say, hey, what happened here? Or it could just be a blip on the radar. You never know.
Pamadou Ka didn't mince words last week after a poor start against Loudoun United. 2-0 down for Phoenix before 2 goals in the final 10-plus stoppage changed the course of that result and gave Rising a little bit of a rebirth. Tonight even worse. Rutkowski skips for Dennis. Touched off Charlie Dennis last as it glanced off the Englishman's heel. Captain Britain.
Captain Britain.
Yeah, that was the graphic this week that they posted. I'd never heard of him. I wonder if he was made up.
I think he's made up. I think it's like a play on Captain America. Man.
Engineer Sammy O'Brien, can we get a Captain Britain research, please? Thank you so much. Ball in behind. Batache wants the run of Trejo.
That's my stats guy, man.
Cut out by Senge. Sammy O'Brien. He is a real fictional superhero.
Oh.
Captain Britain. That must have been what the Peggy Carter thing was in like the Marvel What If or whatever. Did you see that? The animated thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Skiers. Avayevu. Head is up. Ball is long. Run from Sacco. Rewarding for it. Isan Sacco getting onto his right foot. The Frenchman back heeling. Darius Johnson. First time ball. Won a corner kick for Phoenix Rising.
You have 5 minutes to get one back here. You can make this a game if you go into halftime and you have a 2-goal deficit. It's the same thing they've done for the last 2 weeks. You can't get 3.
41st minute. Trending directly into the 42nd now from 38th and Washington. The rain looks like it will stay away tonight for the rest of the night. The gloom and doom that comes with it may remain for Phoenix unless they can flip it around. Dennis up there, headed away. Hackshaw. Top of the box, Avayevu heads along. Colin Smith clipping up there. All the big bodies are around. Bounces about, cleared away by Gomez. It will come all the way back for Rutkowski. Pamadou Ka, for what it's worth, stood up about 15 seconds into this game. He has not sat back down in the last 41 minutes and 30 seconds. He has just stood with his arms crossed, his brow furrowed.
What else can he do?
Tyler Gibson can do something on the ball, but not forward. Backward it goes to Hackshaw. Almost won by Skiers. Instead, progressing forward is Oakland. Gomez, good switch of play for Trejo. Already a goal and an assist tonight for the former Rising standout. Trejo, Armanakis, one and the same. Panos, away by Senge. Emmers, Smith. Senge boxed in, pressured by Armanakis, and Colin Smith can only clear it out of touch. throw. A big applause from Benny Feilhaber in what could only be described as the most California look of all time.
He's ready to go into a tech meeting, like right now, today.
Long-sleeved sweater rolled up to the elbows.
Skinny jeans of
Skinny
sorts.
jeans, yeah. A faded, like, skinny jean. He just knows he's going to run Apple in a couple of weeks.
You know what he bleeds? Monterey Bay. Like, it's
He's
that
not
look.
Jordan Stewart, though. Darius Johnson in behind and offside. Flag came up from the near side official right in front of the rising bench. That is Alexander Arita. It looked like DJ was 2 steps off. 44th minute. Maybe 2 minutes of stoppage time. There were enough goals to maybe argue for 3. Everybody for Phoenix Rising's bench, save Tristan Henry, the goalkeeper, warming up tonight.
I will not be talking about stoppage time again. I think that we kind of ruined it last time. What did we get, like 11 minutes in the first half after?
Foul on Rising, by the way, will give Oakland a free kick. Halfway between the edge of the 18-yard box, the penalty area, and the halfway line. Oakland plays short, backward. Hackshaw. Gomez, pressured by Emmers. Good ball, Elmas Noy. It's almost like a box midfield with 2 strikers as well. They've done such a good job. Armenakis wanted Gomez. Would you agree it's Trejo and Wilson up top together? And then maybe a 4-man midfield? Batache, Gibson, Gomez,
It's essentially it's just a 4-4-2, but they have 2 strikers who are actively playing a striking role.
And the wingers are very tucked in.
And it just
correct?
depends on whoever has the run. When Peter Wilson's the one who can make the dash, Trejo tends to tuck in a little further and support that run to become a more linear, almost like a 4-4-1-1. And they just sort of get linear.
Yellow card issued to Ali Elmas Noy on the challenge. What's the challenge for Phoenix in terms of breaking that shape down with all that central focus for Oakland, both with and without the ball?
Maybe playing Potmar Boy. Sorry. That would be my solution to the challenge. I think that the challenge for them is that they have to deal with so much forward pressure. And you think all the way back to the Tulsa game. So much direct pressure, and from day one, they struggle with it.
Coming in, Rising, about Charlie Dennis! I don't know how it happened. I just know that that's what Phoenix Rising simply does. One ball into the box, poorly headed away, and Sacco pounced and missed, but Charlie Dennis did not. And Phoenix Rising have recaptured some momentum in this game. 2 minutes of stoppage time, just 2 seconds after the 45th minute passed. Phoenix Rising has made it 3-1 because Kevin Cardez, of course they have.
I mean, it always has to be a game. You go into halftime and now you have something to build off of because you find the block to build on. They have. There's your building block. Now you have 15 minutes in the changing room to talk about how bad that first half was and how you ended it the right way. Can you shoot out of a cannon and find number 2 in that second half? Make yourself available. There's a chance. They've just made themselves available. There's a point that can be grabbed.
I didn't see much of the build-up, admittedly. That's on me. But as soon as the goal happens, you glance to Pamadou Ka, and he was still expressionless, his head simply peering skyward as if to say, just more of this, please, sir. 60 seconds over the 45. Donor could respond for Oakland in quick succession. Great ball up for Peter Wilson. It was wide. Oh, my goodness me. Peter Wilson just about a foot away from finding a 4th and his 3rd tonight. It's Charlie Dennis who scores for Phoenix Rising, his 4th in the championship this year, his 7th in all competitions. He's been a super sub all year for Phoenix.
Could be a superhero today.
And
it was right there.
His superpower. Sacco forward, Avievu a second one. Could Phoenix really do this? Avievu wide, Johnson, head is up, ball is in, Spiegel is claimed. About 12 seconds left before we've done the minimum 2 minutes in this stoppage time. Just 40 seconds in, Danny Trejo scored on his return to 38th in Washington, where he won a title in 2023. 8 minutes later, Panos Armenakis on his return as a starter to 38th in Washington, assisted Peter Wilson, and then Oakland made it 3-0 in the 22nd. When Panos found Trejo, who found Wilson for his brace. Rising responding in the 45th and looking for another. Ball over the top for Darius Johnson. Charlie Dennis will turn on it. It's blocked about, no handball. It will play on. We are into the 48th minute. A foot race. Wilson, Saint wins it. The referee should blow the whistle here. This is the same story as it was last week. We won't get that far as we did last week against Loudoun. 3-1 at the break. And just a shimmer of the sunlight through the clouds of this night sky for Phoenix Rising at this point, Kevin.
Listen, at the end of it all, Phoenix found a way to string 10 shots with 5 of them on target. Those are both more than the marks of Oakland Roots. They have a chance in the second half to manufacture something where they can get 2 back. They've done it 2 weeks in a row. They did it on the road in Sacramento, in my opinion, the most hostile road environment they had faced all year long. And they do it again at home after getting punched in the mouth last week. Can they do it again? I don't know. I don't know. But they've given themselves a chance. It was Charlie Dennis who booted a ball in. Now you have a shot. It's the same deficit, 2-goal deficit in the second 45. Find a way to open the account in the second half, get your second goal, then we'll talk about 3. It all starts with 2.
We'll touch on the talking points to start the second half when we go to break and come back with the Rising Radio halftime report. Phoenix 1, Oakland Roots 3 tonight here on KDUS AM 1060 and the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. 45 down here.
Complimentary lemonade card courtesy of Rising. Chukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Each day at work just dragging on. Get your sports fix on the lunch break. Join Chris Schubert and producer Evan live as they give their local perspective on the world of sports. Baseball, football, and basketball. Everything has a home on their plate. It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert, live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060, on the KDUS 1060 app, and KDUS 1060 on YouTube.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey, Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Now we go back to the field to break down the first half action with the Rising Radio halftime report on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Back here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network, Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, Mahir Sinhasan with you for the Phoenix Rising Radio Network halftime report. Oakland Roots 3, Phoenix Rising 1. Oakland doing all the damage in the first 22 minutes of this game before Rising battled back for a goal in the 45th minute from Charlie Dennis, Kevin. Rising had more of the ball, they had more shots, but they just got ripped to pieces in the first 20 minutes of this game.
I think I've seen enough of the Carl Fred Saint and Sela Senge pairing to think that maybe it doesn't work. And I don't know if it's because there was a little bit of instability at the 8, but the center back pairing for Phoenix got absolutely battered by Peter Wilson and Danny Trejo for the first 45 minutes. It was an absolute domination from the front two in Oakland. They're sort of playing, like we highlighted, about a 4-4-2, but when it comes to attack, they sort of streamline that with whether it's Danny Trejo playing as a trailer behind Peter Wilson or Peter Wilson playing as a trailer behind as well, with Panos Armonakis supporting them through the middle. They were dangerous, they were lethal centrally. That has been Phoenix's issue from game 1 against Tulsa to today. Central pressure that has quality players destroys this back four. Time and time again. Oakland tonight, same old thing.
Mahir, I'm going to go one more negative question before I twist a positive one on the end to Kevin here. Mahir, rain went away, but the momentum and the poor starts for Phoenix Rising has not in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely felt like it. I've been watching Patrick Rutkowski for the past 5-10 minutes or so before the halftime whistle blew, and he was very angry at his defenders and everybody around him. Before it felt like he was letting his center backs take control of the ball. He wanted them to have the ball push forward so they weren't building out of the back every single time. That hasn't been the case, though, over these past few minutes. He's been more vocal. As soon as a ball goes out, he's grabbing another one, putting it down on his 6, and setting it out for a goal kick. This is a guy that's been a little bit more fiery, and I think that's something that Phoenix Rising has shared over the past few minutes. JP Skiers along with Pamadou and Vikram Virk, the first ones to head out of the tunnel and head back to the dressing room, sprinting out, if you will. This is a Phoenix Rising side that needs some sort of momentum as they start the second half.
All right, Mahir, thank you so much. We'll hear from you at the start of the second half. Kevin, what changes? Personnel, tactically, what does Phoenix do?
I think you need to take that one personally. You sucked in the first 45. No way around it. You were terrible. Take that personally. That's the only way that you can do it. We talk about how there's the motivation, the will to win in training. Where's the motivation and the will to win in the game? The 90 minutes that are played tonight and every other Saturday that we come here, whether it's home or away, are exactly what you trained for. So the motivation, the will to win are there in training. Why is it not translating to the pitch? I think that you have guys that you can bring off the bench that will absolutely bring that. At times I wonder what the choice is with a guy like Darius Johnson starting in the 11, because that's a spark plug kind of guy, but you still have talent on the bench you can resort to. You look towards, at least for me, Pat Marboy, the captain. I think that this is a guy that needs to get back on the pitch the second the whistle blows in the second half. He was fantastic last week when he came off. I thought that he was really, really good to the point where he got nominated for Young Player of the Week by the USL Championship. Let him go lead the side. I think that this is something that he needs to do tonight to set a tone, but Phoenix needs Pat Marboy as well.
Phoenix has conceded more goals than every team in the league except Tampa Bay in the first half this season. Rising did put 5 shots on target, which is more than their season average. We'll come back, we'll get you scores from around the league, and we will get you the stats from this game here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network halftime report.
Suzuchukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Each day at work just dragging on. Get your sports fix on the lunch break. Join Chris Schubert and producer Evan live as they give their local perspective on the world of sports. Baseball, football, and basketball. Everything has a home on their plate. It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert, live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060, on the KDUS 1060 app, and KDUS 1060 on YouTube.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Now we go back to the field to break down the first half action with the Rising Radio Halftime Report on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Back for 60 seconds here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network as we update you on some scores from around the USL Championship. Monterey Bay has taken a 1-0 lead into the 76th minute against Sacramento Republic. At home for the Seasiders, Adrian Revelar scoring in the 71st. And what could end up being the shock result of the week outside of this one right now here in Phoenix, Orange County 1, Charleston Battery 0 in the race for the Supporters Shield. Charleston could be losing ground tonight. Ethan Zubak scoring in the 63rd for OCSC. Phoenix Rising trails at the half here, 3-1 to Oakland Roots, 1.31 XG to 0.91 for Rising, who are right on in it with a 45th minute goal. Phoenix has had more shots on target, more shots inside the box, and more of the possession tonight. We will step aside for just about 90 seconds and come back with the second half from 38th in Washington here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Back for the second half from 38th and Washington here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. One change for Oakland Roots at the break. Danny Trejo, the danger man, off after 45 minutes. For Oakland, a goal and an assist on his return to Phoenix. Wolfgang Prentice has come into the game. Pat Marboy has entered for Phoenix. He has replaced Carl Saint. Senge and Marboy now the center back pairing for Phoenix as Oakland will kick it off to start the second half. Ryan Segura, Kevin Gardez. You will hear from Mahir Sinhasan in a moment as Oakland will get ready to kick it off here, leading 3-1 following 3 goals in the first half of the first half. In the first 22 minutes as the second half starts with Gagi Markvelashvili scooping it up for Roots. Tyler Gibson got it from Hackshaw. Wide it went to Armanakis. Secured by Skierce and then by Charlie Dennis for Phoenix, who have to start quickly. We'll get Kevin's thoughts on that in a moment. Dennis and wide for Isan Sako, right side as Phoenix chased towards the north end, which is rare for Rising in home games. Another change at the break, by the way, for Roots as they brought in Bobosi Bairuwanga. Another mouthful. He replaces Ali Elmaznoy, it would appear. Johnson turning on the left side, overlapping run from Flores. Phoenix looking for their second. Flores in the box. It'll fall as well. Heavy touch Emmers. Emmers ran into trouble. And it was cut out by Bairuwanga. And now in behind for Wilson to run. Pat Marboy chasing him. The captain cleans it up for Phoenix. And they have possession again, Kevin. A frantic start to this one. Almost Ixion Emmers making it 2 for Phoenix.
Phoenix knows the handbook. They've done this a couple times now. They know that the first goal needs to come relatively quickly so you can allow the game to open up and you can breathe the third goal into life. Now, they're shot out of a cannon. I like this start because they've started faster in this half than they have the last 2 weeks. Okay, a little bit of improvement here. They need to find the goal. Zian Emmers walks right into traffic. I have no idea what the shot is there besides try to make something happen or dump the ball off. Instead, just runs in and loses the ball in the box.
Free kick for Rising as they play short. Mahir, your first thoughts as we start this second half off?
Yeah, the ground has been not good today with the weather delay over the past few hours or so. The grounds crew was out at halftime to patch up some areas. The biggest one they patched up, though, the first place they went to was the right half space for Phoenix Rising in the attacking half, just outside of the box. That's where Rising's going to really try to maneuver their way forward in the second half with Hope Avievu, Noble Akello, even Colin Smith getting some touches there.
That's good to know. Phoenix is going to need to have a lot of the ball in weird areas and have to score some goals tonight, Mahir. Thank you. A foul on Johnson as he shoved Maury Donor to the floor. 2 minutes into the second half, a 2-goal lead for Oakland Roots.
Everything to play for both teams, and that's the worst part, Ryan, is that a point here doesn't feel satisfactory, but you just don't want to surrender what happens here, even if it's getting a second goal back. Because the way the tiebreaker shakes out, let it try to fall down the laundry list of things that occur in the USL Championship when you split the series 1-1. But right now, if Oakland wins by 2 goals, they just take it outright on the second line.
For what it is worth as well, as the ball comes long from Spiegel down for Emmers as Rising will have it, Phoenix never won a point. You never do when you're just teetering above the playoff line. But in a real 6-pointer like this, where Oakland, if they win, can make up a full 3 points on you and now only trail you by 2 points. A draw keeps it where it is. So it could be a big swing if Rising can find a couple of goals in the second half and end it at 3-3. That's the positive spin on the flip end for Phoenix. As it stands, their unbeaten run, as we've liked to point out a couple of times the last couple of weeks, is headed towards a conclusion, one that has featured 5 draws in 6 games. Asenge stepping upward, he's fouled by Peter Wilson, who tracked him down. Hope Aveyevu, Asenge, Aveyevu, Darius Johnson, and Aveyevu again. Left side attacking half, DJ spins beyond Donor, and Flores had made a run, Rising just a little too quick for each other. It's a throw-in for the away team.
The video board's back in some capacity. The clock's back on
the
there.
graphics, but not the video. At least we've got a clock.
The clock's important.
And a nice little advertisement ticker on the bottom, so the front office people are happy again. Faisal Batash is coming forward. He's going to lay it along for Panos Armanakis. Great sliding challenge from Colin Smith as Oakland rushed on 4-on-3. Colin Smith had to make a play and did. Remember, Colin Smith got hooked at halftime in the game against Loudoun United last week. It's been better tonight.
I agree.
Who's going to pop up for Phoenix Rising if they can channel their inner challenger and find a way to earn a point tonight? Flores, he's on it on the left side. He's got the run of Darius Johnson. Good pace from DJ. Donor defending well. Byruwanga on him. Asenge, Johnson kept it in touch. Lost out to Byruwanga. Wilson about faces. Right side, slipping in. Prentice, offside flag flies. On the substitute, Wolfgang Prentice, USL Championship 2025 all-name team, as delivered by yours truly. It's not an official award, unfortunately. We're working on it. You can tune into this league. I think we're trying to tease that for 2025's season. Ball in behind. Charlie Dennis. Did he spin Nabil Hackshaw? Of course he did. Dennis. Isan Sako. The ball was poor. Sako's finish was bad, but Charlie Dennis's pass was behind the striker and did not give Isan Sako a chance to really drive that one at all. Still 3-1, 51st minute.
Gaelic football point, still not what we need. But a little bit of forward motion, Ryan, and I think that's what they needed early. What they struggled to set the tempo last week was it took them about 25 minutes to really get going. This time, at least, they're in some way putting something forward.
You said last week it took them 25 minutes, or the first half it took them 25 minutes to get going?
Look at the second half.
Oh, I see now. Okay, last week, second half
Like,
against
yeah,
Loudoun.
it took them about 25
I was like,
minutes
well,
to
yeah,
get
last week it took them 25 minutes to get going.
No,
this
no,
week it took them about 15 because they were already way down.
Yeah.
I get you.
Second half.
Yeah, I'm there. Whew. 52nd minute, 8:48 local time. Rising Radio Network. Tonight on KDUS AM 1060. For the home stretch of Phoenix Rising Soccer. Second of 3 straight home games for PRFC. New Mexico United next week. Trip to North Carolina. Back at home against, Kevin, do you know off the top of your head?
San Antonio.
San Antonio, that's the correct guess. And then they close the season on what will be a cold Riverside matchup against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Good line skipping ball. Armanakis, Batash, Peter Wilson dancing. Overlapping run by Ruwanga, headed away Asenge, kept about by Prentice. Down for Panos Armanakis, and I think he will get some gestures from the south end after that whiff. He had his chance to talk his, and he did not. 53rd. Rakowski out of the back, Skeers, who just signed a contract extension this week, gives it away. Wilson, Batache, he lost his touch, and it goes for a favorable bounce for Phoenix as Ixion Emmers races forward. Wide he goes, 53rd minute, 3-1 lead Oakland. Charlie Dennis onto his preferred left foot, into the box for Emmers, couldn't get there. Armanakis dropping back to defend. That's become a new wrinkle in Panos' game. A foul on Faisal Batache. Free kick Phoenix, they'll play it short and quick.
Times like these are where you really feel the absence of Damian Rivera, the Guatemalan winger that has sort of been just absent for the last couple months. been in and out of the squad, whether it was international duty or what Pablo Ducard just described as a knock, and he's been absent for a long time now. Being able to access a guy like that on the opposite side from someone like Charlie Dennis it changes everything for this Phoenix shape.
Dennis, he's on the right, running at Armenakis, clipping a ball in, dealt with by Mark Velishvili, only as far as Hackshaw's teammate. Skipping a line, finding in the midfield, Daniel Gomez, one of the longest tenured members of this Oakland Roots team. He gives it away. Skier's winning it. Skier's taken to ground. It's a foul on Bobosi by Ruwanga. A free kick for Phoenix, 40 yards away.
That's Mo Traore range.
He's not here tonight.
But it's Mo Traore range.
It's true. It's definitely true. He scored a couple. One in competition from that distance, one in an exhibition.
Actually, add 10 yards to the one he scored in comps.
Was the exhibition one against Phoenix College? Was that one when they were beating up on a bunch of junior college kids?
No, I think that was the red and black game.
You're right. Skier's chesting down. He finds
pros.
Emmers. Back from Dennis. Avievu. Center circle for Hope, who has been hapless today. Not much to do for the Ghanaian. Sako running on the right. The number 9 for Phoenix. Clipping a cross in. Blocked out by Gomez. Cleared again. The California kid, Danny Gomez, concedes a throw in for Phoenix Rising in the attacking third on the right side. Phoenix continued to look the reinvigorated self that they were the last 30 minutes or so of the first half. Emmers turning inside the penalty area, pushes the ball back into the feet of Asela Senge. Senge, Charlie Dennis dances in a tight space and back for Senge again, just lofting one in, away by Donor, foot race by Ruwanga. Ruwanga could shape one well for Wilson. He'll do so. Peter Wilson left it smartly. Wolfgang Prentice is on it. Wolfgang Prentice racing toward the box. Marboy cut out his pass. He was looking for Wilson. Skier's center pitch. Sako dropping in. Flipped wide, Avievu. We've hardly seen him on the right all season. He's there now, looking for Dennis. Charlie Dennis slipped on the slick turf. And now an overlapping run. Armenakis, one step over, two step over, a third and a run. But he ran into Isan Sako. Kept by Oakland, attacking third Gibson, now by Ruwanga. Going wide, Donor. Maury Donor to the byline, looking to clip one up to the first post, away by Colin Smith. Will stick about in the air, 56th minute, headed forward by Gibson. Armenakis will latch onto it, attacking third. Touched by Dennis. That's a foul, and Oakland have a free kick in a crossing situation in the attacking third.
And now Phoenix has to survive a possible onslaught from Oakland, and this is why you want to score in the opening 10 rather than break through and then have to survive what Oakland brings, and then you only have about 20 minutes to operate. The exact same situation as last week. They scored in what, the 80th? That was when they got their first one back. Then they scored in the 90th plus 11. Okay.
The Late Late Show.
USL After Dark, they're saying.
Jimmy Kimmel would be proud. 57th. Flipped in. Away by Pop Marboy. Good service. There was a foul off ball. Nabil Hackshaw just shoved a red shirt to the ground and has thrown his arms out and said, "Me? How could I do that?" How could you, Nabil?
I'll ask him.
6 foot 180. My guess is 6'1", 200. And it's not a DK Metcalf 200.
Really?
No, it's a...
Maybe a DK Metcalf diet 200? You ever heard about what DK Metcalf eats?
Yes. Asenge, good move. The Cameroonian, Flores, can he find it? Daniel Flores could get there, but Mark Velishvili covered well. He clears, Gomez has it. Asela Senge touching it for Phoenix, gave it away for Maury Donor. Middle Park, Avievu couldn't get there. Gomez now as Oakland sees some space. Ball in behind for Wolfgang Prentice. Wolfgang Prentice into the penalty area, crossing to the back post, just intervened. That could be crucial for Marcelo Senge. It's out for a corner kick. 59th minute, still 3-1, in what has nearly been a scoreless quarter of an hour to start this second half.
Getting close to the 30-minute mark to go, and with only a half hour, you start to feel the walls close in a little bit. You lose your time to operate, and it's not like there's a lot of stoppage time on the way as of now, so you have to find a way to get this one done in relative regulation.
Corner kick for Oakland. It should be Daniel Gomez's to swing away from the frame of Rakowski. Danny Gomez, he does so. It's rifled about. It's put up into the feet of Gibson. Shot was missed. High and wide. Give you an update from Orange County. Orange County, we said, went up 1-0 at the break. And then Ethan Zubak added his second from the penalty spot in the 76th for a brace. MD Myers scored a penalty in the 84th. And while it has yet to update on our stat sheets, I'm being told it's 2-2 in Orange County, which is very important for Phoenix Rising from a table perspective. Orange County right now in 9th. A draw would put them further back from Phoenix than you'd think. Rising on 32 points. Orange County came into the day looking for a win to get them up into that 32-point range. And Orange County have the tiebreaker over Phoenix Rising. That was the real threat to Phoenix. They could not, for the first time in a while, jump up into a home playoff spot because of how tight the West has been. It started to separate a bit, but not really. But Rising could fall out of the playoff picture. In the live table, they are still 8th, ahead of Colorado Springs Switchbacks. But Orange County has jumped the club as it stands. Yes, Rubio Rubin scoring in the 86th. Just about 2 minutes after MD Myers scored from the spot. So it's 2-all in California's southern central coast. Avievu, Emmers, nowhere to go, looking to create. Does a good job finding a solution in Colin Smith. On the hour mark, Rising trailing by 2. Dennis got there. Charlie Dennis defended by Armanakis. Charlie Dennis a push in the back. Switches play for Daniel Flores. Heavy touch from the Tucson kid. Flores fighting with Gomez. Lots of grabbing. They'll go together. Flores pushed Gomez. Gomez pushed Flores. Senge Avievu. Hope, a little chip pass. He loves those. Emmers off his knee. Not accurate for Jarius Johnson. Patache spins free of Skiers. And along the ground, Wolfgang Prentice will push it through the legs of Popmar Boy. A foot race won by JP Skiers. Rising have possession again, still trailing by a pair of goals. Still 1-0 Monterey Bay beating Sacramento. That one looks like it's going to go final, which would mean the top 2 teams in the Western Conference will have lost tonight. Tulsa and Sacramento. Dennis up there, Sacco running, channel, right side, attacking third. The Frenchman dropping back with the ball at his feet. Looking for Charlie Dennis, and Charlie Dennis thought it was for somebody else. And Maury Donor will evade and escape into the space. 62nd minute, Oakland on the counter. Peter Wilson cut out perfectly by Popmar Boy, who has come in for the 2nd straight week off the bench and just stabilized Rising's defense. A foul. A silly one at that. And that could be a yellow card as we get a little bit of an Allen Iverson action.
I think he got stuck, but yeah, it was a step over.
Colin Smith just standing over, in this case, Tyron Lue being maybe Wolfgang Prentice.
I think so.
3-1. Phoenix has been better in the second half, still no goals to show for it.
Yeah, and it feels like they were better during stretches in the first half too, but it doesn't matter if you're not scoring. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It doesn't matter if you're not scoring. Now, the expected goal differential between the two teams is, I think, 1.45 for Oakland to the 1 of Phoenix. Oakland doubling their expected goals. That's a problem.
Free kick Roots. Armenakis, Gomez. Gomez runs over. Armenakis will serve to the back post. Nobody there for Oakland. Bounces to the top of the box. Batache. And now Donor. 63rd. Maury Donor. Looking to escape to the byline again. He does so. Rakowski missed it one time. It will be cleared off the line. Pop Marboy just thumped it into Rosed. Rakowski went up for the punch, missed the punch. The header came down at the first post, and the substitute boy just did enough to keep Rising in touch.
We're at the point now, Ryan, where Pop Marboy has been so strong in his last 2 appearances where I'm wondering why he's not starting again. That's the kind of games he's been having over the last 2 weeks.
If it weren't for the weather, we would have had a chance to talk to Pop pregame. We still got that one in. We just couldn't run it on the air due to some short stuff. So keep an eye out for that one on social media. We'll post that conversation with the Clemson kid, the USL Championship's youngest captain in 2025, just 21 years old. Ball in behind for Mark Velishvili. It'll certainly go up on my page and hopefully retweeted by the fine folks at PHX Rising FC.
Maybe I'll repost it.
You know, that'd be so kind of you.
I try. I might like it too.
America dreams for that kind of connection.
Is it okay if I quote tweet it?
You can quote tweet it.
Thanks, man.
Cleared away. Hackshaw out of touch. Rising throw, right side, midfield, 65th. Next stoppage. We owe you a station ID here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network, so we will take a break in a moment to let stations identify themselves after the next stoppage of play. Asenge's on it. Flores has it. Left side. Inward. Emmers. Johnson onside. Looking for the run. Daniel Flores gives it. Charlie Dennis is at the back post. Daniel Flores ran into Daniel Gomez, and Maury Donor has it, and he's cleared it for Oakland. Asenge airborne. Scarce downward. Emmers on it. Johnson just kept it in touch. Benny Feilhaber doesn't think so. And Darius Johnson will dance in. He's won a free kick. Faisal Batache has been put in the book, and that could be a very consequential decision from the AR1. Benny Feilhaber is having a conversation with the 4th official, Ben Davis, as if to make his point.
I thought the ball was in touch, but it's hard to tell. We don't have that angle that AR1 does have, or Benny. So you look at the line, and if the ball is even touching it, it's still fair game. Close from DJ.
Risinger hoping to get some changes out there. Rafael Shihus is warming up a little bit harder than most. Jean-Auric Morsu, 20-year-old recent signee for Phoenix, is also amongst those warming up, maybe getting ready to come on for his club debut. 67th minute, 2/3 of the way through the game. 3-1 lead for Oakland. Aveyevu, back post. Marboy was grabbed, stays up there. Charlie Dennis through traffic! No! It did not cross the line. It certainly didn't, and somehow Oakland bailed out for their big mistake on not clearing it. That ball was a full ball over the line in terms of the wrong side of it, so it needed a lot more help, but oh so close, a foot away from being 3-2 at 38th in Washington. Charlie Dennis is on it for Rising. Can they get another stab at it, Phoenix? Dennis, good ball, great ball. Johnson, the attackers come together. Johnson and Sacco collide, and Pamadou Ka throws his arms to the air and then to his hips, and then outward in a motion as if to say, it's right there. And they cannot, Phoenix, take the chance, still 3-1.
So close there on both attempts. They were inches away from getting that first goal in the second half that we've talked about. Couldn't quite get it, and then they find that incisive cross, and Sacco and DJ just run into each other. DJ got a forehead to it, but he got a hip as well. That is such a big whiff from the club.
Two big chances. You'd have to think one of them should have gone in, a foul on Flores. Oakland free kick. Pamadou Ka thought there was a foul beforehand. He didn't get it.
I can't quite tell who's putting on a jersey, but I think there's a chance it's Jean-Auric Morsu. I'm not too sure.
There is going to be a change for Oakland. Jürgen Damm, the former Mexico international, will come in. Who's played more under Benny Feilhaber over the last couple of weeks than he did under the previous regime in the East Bay. It does indeed look like the 20-year-old Cameroonian Jean-Eric Morceau. Batache will come off. Jürgen Damm will come in.
It's an interesting time for Morceau to come on. I only say this because I'm fairly certain he's never scored a goal in his professional career.
Well, but it's always the constant, right? You bring a more defensive-minded player on who can drop deep, you may be able to
win a ball and counter. There's a chance.
Put more numbers forward as well. That's the ever-present question.
And that's what they think he can do. They think that he can win balls, be a crunchy tackle winner. That's something that they have brought him over to be. He's on loan from France. He made the jump over to Europe. I think he can be something special.
Running over it is Gomez. Armanakis to serve it. It's really well delivered. It's headed away by Marboy. Top of the box. Wide it goes. Flicked along by the substitute Damm. Throw in Phoenix. And Daniel Flores to take the throw, but he took too many steps too far. 70th minute. 3-1 Oakland Roots lead as the train choo-choos on by. Emmers, right half space, about faces and flips towards the center circle, finding Skierce. Switching play, JP Skierce. Flores. Daniel Flores got it from Darius Johnson. Puts the ball back into the feet of Darius Johnson. The ball was just a little too heavy. Maybe some runs a little too late. And maybe it's Remy Cabral coming in? It's Remy Cabral, who replaces Colin Smith. So take back what we said about putting a more defensive-minded player on to put more goals or more bodies forward. This is an attacker on for a defender. This is the exact opposite of what we concluded.
Hey, my bad. That's on me.
Remy Cabral is run on. He is given instructions in the form of a index card, it looks like.
That's the most baseball thing I've ever seen happen on this pitch, man.
To JP Skierce. Is JP Skierce Phoenix's 9-hitter? Where is he in the order?
JP Skierce could hit a home run.
I don't know about that one.
Can't have anything anymore, man.
Marboy missed his header. Asenge missed the ball. Peter Wilson's in. 71st minute. Peter Wilson missed it. He spares Phoenix. He should have had his hat trick. The Liberian was one-on-one following a fortuitous bounce beyond Asenge, and Peter Wilson, with a goal as wide as the Pacific, pushed it wide of the far post. Still 3-1 Oakland Roots, 19 minutes to go.
What a blessing Phoenix Rising just got to keep this game within touch. You have 19 minutes to play, and Peter Wilson gives you an absolute gift in the form of just missing the clearest cut chance they've had all afternoon.
Is it the clearest cut chance they've had all afternoon?
I think that might have been more open than the first 2 goals that were scored.
They've had a lot of clear-cut chances today.
The fact that it's a competition is sort of an issue.
3-1 lead.
We'll see what the XG says.
Flicked about. Flicked on again by Baruawanga, who's racing towards Prentice. Wolfgang Prentice was offside. For what it is worth, before that shot has been registered, 3 big chances in this game for Oakland Roots. So that will be the 4th. Usually if you get 2 big chances in a game,
you're happy.
You are doing a great job. And Oakland Roots have not really created those big chances for themselves. They have been given them tonight. Emmers left it. Flores has it. Good ball for the run of Remy Cabral. Directed right towards goal almost by Hackshaw, out of touch. For a corner kick, Nabil Hackshaw had to use every bit of his long legs to stretch and see that ball out. Corner kick, Phoenix Rising. Is there another moment from a set piece for Phoenix? Charlie Dennis to take. 3-1 lead for Oakland. 73rd minute in front of the north end. Out swinging ball from the left foot. Charlie up there, missed. Back top of the box. Hope Aviyevu through traffic, blocked by Hackshaw. Wide again for Dennis. He's going to serve another in. Away by Wilson. Good touch, Avievu. Backward he goes. Finds the feet of Flores. Kevin, I regret to inform you that that was not a bigger chance on the XG than the goal was. Dennis up there, Spiegel claiming high, stopping, falling, holding, wasting. 74th. But still a very high quality chance.
Well, they still haven't factored it in, actually. This is the Peter Wilson chance from the first half. It's okay.
They're a little slow today. Oakland gives it away high. Remy Cabral, Charlie Dennis. Charlie Dennis for Remy Cabral, took a deflection on the way through and glanced just wide of the far post. Spiegel may have had it covered. This is the juice for Phoenix Rising. They have to convert some chances now. Charlie Dennis again to swing one away. This one a better service, away by Hackshaw. Good strong head. The Trinidad and Tobago man, Avievu, hit it too far away from Charlie Dennis and ahead to the sky from Hope Avievu.
Just poor from Avievu there, and I think there's a chance that a caution comes out of the card here.
I think he's talking to an Oakland staff member.
Maybe saying back up a little bit. He motioned to the pocket like he was threatening the yellow. That was pretty awesome.
That looks like Oscar Rivero, who's the secondary assistant for Benny Feilhaber. Liviu Bird, the primary. Rivero makes his way right on over to talk to Kai Green, a center back who could come into this game for Oakland as they search for a huge 3 points. Foul on Wilson. It would shove Oakland Roots up to 29 points, just 2 points off of the playoff line potentially tonight. And Kai Green is getting ready to come in. Jean-Eric Morceau may be readying as well for Phoenix Rising to make his debut. Darius Johnson has tracked it down. He has the ball in his own half. And then Pop Marboy, a quarter of an hour plus stoppage time to go. Flores gets beyond Danny Gomez. Daniel Flores, Remy Cabral, Daniel Flores pushing into the space, continuing his run. His touch was too heavy, and Armanakis was able to grab a hold of it. Misplaced pass, finds Cabral, who's onside Remy. Fancy footwork from Remy Cabral, who drives forward, lost out, no foul. One deep by Dam. Donor, Wilson, bodies off of Senge, 50-50 Dennis. Charlie Dennis dropping deep for the time being to stir the drink. Darius Johnson dispossessed. Panos Armanakis tried to turn his way through. The Grenadian won it back. Phoenix on the ball. The drums of the south end still ringing, drenched in rainwater tonight. These fans came for football. They fought through this one. Sacco up tall, offside. The league leader has to be an offside, by the way.
Has to be. No chance he's not. They've been so close, Ryan, but they just can't find that final pass, that final move. It's running into blocks of players, whether it's Charlie Dennis losing the ball in a swarm or Remy Cabral losing a touch in the middle of a group of 3 defenders. They're so close to finding what they can't.
Kai Green's come in for Maury Donor. That's center back for right back. You'd have to think this is back 3 mode for Oakland. Played that for most of this season. With Green and with Hackshaw and with Margavelishvili all as a trio. Away by Asenge, up for Remy Cabral, heavy touch. He tried to lay it off for Dennis, but it was poor. Armanakis clipping up, Wilson, big challenge, no foul. Head injury though, and it took a touch off of a rising player, so a corner kick for Oakland Roots.
You imagine this is where Morceau probably makes his entrance here. I don't really know who he replaces. I'm trying to think.
Darius Johnson's coming over, maybe to just get some water.
Well, you know how Palmaduka loves his Zoom chats on the sideline when these things sort of slow down. You know, to me, I think you look at JP Steers because I don't think that you can play Morceau and JP together side by side. I don't think that works.
In a game like this, though, not to disregard
No,
your
go ahead.
point.
Burst my bubble.
I think you're right. But in a game like this, maybe 2 center backs, 2 ball-winning midfielders, shove everybody else up there?
Yeah, sure.
Is that a math equation that might work for
I
you?
think that's one that you can see. But at that point, why don't you just throw Rafa out?
I would agree. I would agree. Like I said, I think I'm on your side, but speculatively, could be a thought process.
I agree.
I also curiously wonder the logistics of throwing a 20-year-old who has never played in this league.
This league, nice.
On the pitch in this late of a game. I really do. But it's not my job to coach the team, just to talk about the team. I'm sure that will be a very curious press conference post-game.
One to pack up for.
They don't post them, but be certain you will get some video clips on Twitter for some of the play the hits. 79th minute. Oakland doing a good job of time wasting. Gomez dropping it back. Armanakis on his left. Wide it goes, Daniel Gomez. 79th, Gomez. Rakowski punches strong. Isan Sako has it, and it's found its way to Emmers. Aviyevu. Hope Aviyevu a back heel. He looked for Charlie Dennis and Zion Emmers. Nobody got it in the red shirt. Out for a goal kick.
Here comes Jean. He's not going to check in now, but he's going to make the walk.
Garoua Cameroon on loan from Valenciennes in France, the 2nd division club. One time they were in Ligue 1. He played a bunch of times the last couple of years for the French team. A bunch of times in Cameroon at the highest level of African football.
Played in League Duh.
Duh. Throwing Phoenix. Emmers will have it.
There we go.
Rising will make the change. Look to the video board. Hope Aviyevu is out of this game.
Sure.
Jean-Eric Morceau is in. Hope Aviyevu is out.
Sure.
Quiet night for Hope Aviyevu. Phoenix have generated 17 shots, 6 of them on target, 1.5 XG. Nothing really coming from Hope Aviyevu. Dennis' sliding challenge was late. Free kick, Oakland, free kick. Thanks for being with us here tonight on KDUS AM 1060. Oakland Roots, Phoenix Rising FC. What is right now trending to be a tough defeat in front of a crowd that really stayed through the rain tonight.
Gotta give him more than one goal to go home with. Find a second here somehow. Aviyevu ends his night with 3 chances created, only missed 3 passes, didn't lose a tackle, a challenge, or a duel. Just not enough.
That's the crazy thing. Johnson won it, Skiers had it and then lost it. That's not his game. Tyler Gibson, hounded by Charlie Dennis. It's a foul, too handsy from the Englishman.
And that's the issue tonight. I think that you're going to run into the fact that theoretically Morceau and JP Skiers just aren't really shuttlers of the ball.
Guess how many fouls have taken place in this game, Kevin Cardes?
Is it a lot or a little, man?
Just guess.
You've
You've been watching it.
Give me 22.
Try 32. 32 combined fouls tonight. That was the 33rd, I think. Up for Green, down for Wilson, bouncing about. Marboy finding an outlet in Emmers. 82nd minute, 3-1 Oakland. Marboy will clear. Green will recover it for Roots. A bunch of bodies on the ground. Kai Green, Gagi Markvelishvili. And into the box for Jurgen Damm. Hot Marboy, he's fouled. Advantage played. Emmers pivots, pirouettes, puts himself in more trouble, but earns a throw-in out of it. Morceau, tidy as he turns away. The theory is the club have brought him in to start in JP Skiers' place, it feels like. Gives you some of the same defensive edge, but with a little more ball ability. Sacco, he's on it. Right side, he wanted Darius Johnson, whose run was too late. They've been so detached, Kevin Cardes.
They have, but they win the ball back.
Attacking third, they do win it back. Dennis has it. Back for Morsu. White boots on the ground. Emmers, Flores, Sion Emmers, Jean-Eric Morsu. Charlie Dennis in trouble, defended by Gibson. Back for Potmore Boy, who's not really put a foot wrong in his second half, other than maybe one slip that allowed Peter Wilson to get in on goal. But Senge should have backed him up there too. Cabral looking for runners, has it Sacco. Isan Sacco's offside. I think that was a nice big yell from Isan.
Just not enough from Sacco tonight. I think that he is a quality 9 when he plays as a striker, but they put a lot of faith in him when they start him up top, especially when Remy Cabral will start on the bench. Remy Cabral has done fairly well in terms of firing off goals. He's had a few off games, but when you look at the score sheet, Remy Cabral is firing from the striker's spot, at least in some capacity. And Sacco tonight just didn't do enough.
Foul on Gibson. Free kick for Phoenix. 85th minute.
Touching back quickly on the Morsu thing, we talked about how he was sort of brought in to usurp the JP Skiers role, but he was signed, what, about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks?
September 3rd.
And JP Skiers has made it sort of tough. JP has played his best football in a Rising shirt over the last, I'd say, month.
Yeah, since Morsu got signed, JP Skiers has been re-signed. So Phoenix feel like they've got the defensive midfield position wrapped up for a while. Skiers for Cabral, Remy taken to ground, easy foul call. Jurgen Damm committing the offense. Another free kick for Phoenix, 85th minute. This is probably one they have to score.
You have to score here.
Somewhere in the next 90 seconds, Phoenix Rising really have to put a ball in behind the frame of Raphael Spiegel, the goalkeeper of Oakland Roots.
And I think they're going to get a little bit of stoppage time on the back end here, maybe 4 minutes.
Onlookers on the Oakland side. Benny Feilhaber pacing to the edge of his technical area. A bright man who was once almost the coach of Phoenix Rising. There was conversation after Juan Guerra left that Benny Feilhaber would be the man to take his place. Charlie Dennis, free kick is in! Yes, sir! The simple, sound, silent leader of this Phoenix Rising team. Charlie Dennis, as he has done time and time again this summer, stepping up for Phoenix Rising and giving them a chance in this game. 86th minute, 3-2, Oakland still in front, Kev.
Time and time again, Charlie Dennis, the boy from Brighton, gets it done when it matters most. That is the best free kick taken all year long. All year long. Phoenix Rising, and what's crazy is I'd say the top 3 free kicks taken this year by Phoenix Rising players all belong to Charlie Dennis. It's Dennis, Dennis, Dennis. Dennis the Menace is back in the Valley.
The stereotypical super sub got the start tonight, and for the time being has put Rising within touching distance of what would be just the most Phoenix Rising result of the year. Last week against Loudoun was the most Phoenix Rising result of the year. You could make an argument that Sacramento 2 weeks ago was the most Phoenix Rising result of the year, and yet here we are on track to maybe change that one again. El Paso, a 4-4 draw from 3 goals down the last time Rising came down from 3 goals to earn a point in the championship. That came this year, match day 2 of the season. I can't believe my eyes. More people are leaving after Charlie Dennis scored a goal than there were before. Long ball comes in. Great long cross, up in the box, hanging about. Marboy will clear. Rising have it with Morsu. Is it too heavily hit for Emmers? Yes, but Emmers did well to shape his body. Cleared by Kai Green. 88th minute. Charlie Dennis has a brace tonight in the 45th and the 86th as Phoenix Rising trail by a goal. 3-2, 3 minutes to go. Dennis, that's a foul. He shoved through the small of Tyler Gibson's back as the Oakland Roots captain jumped up in the air. That is the 40th odd foul in this game. which has got to be a high in a USL Championship game this year.
I don't know, man. There's some gritty games that get played.
I don't know. Maybe a non-Tulsa Louisville game, but outside of that, I can't see. 40's a lot.
40 is a lot.
Oakland might end up with 30 as a team. Gomez will take the free kick. 2 minutes to go. Maybe 5 minutes of stoppage time.
I'd say you have about 6 to play here.
Armanakis lifting in, missed by Rakovsky, out in the middle. Arriving is Gomez. Shot stings, bounces about, and it's fluffed over. Oakland have had a couple of those in the second half where they really should have scored and put this game to bed. Rising played too quickly, said the referee. Off the goal kick, Phoenix has to start again. Dennis switching, Flores collecting, Daniel Flores ran into the wall that is Kai Green. Daniel Flores fouled it, and he will go immediately into the face of the referee and into the book as well of Elvis Osmanovic. The universal signal for "you were talking too much" for that quick yellow card. As we enter the 90th minute, 3-2 Oakland. They scored 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. Phoenix has battled as they have all year. But will the poor starts finally catch up to Phoenix Rising? Into the box for Peter Wilson to latch onto. He's been so busy tonight. Gomez, shifty, shuffling, and into the path of another player, Byron Wonga. He was challenged. He took the touch last. Rising goal kick.
You gotta go. You gotta go fast. You don't have a lot of time here. The board's gonna come up. I think we're gonna look at 5 minutes, but it could be 3. You never know.
Rising looking to maximize their opportunities late on this Saturday, September 27th. Dennis underneath his foot. Morsu tried to deliver it to him on a platter. I think we will have 6 minutes of stoppage time for the 4th official, Benjamin Davis, in just a moment.
You can't ask for much more of your Phoenix. I think that's probably the absolute maximum that I would have thought would have gone up there. That's enough time to make something happen.
Dam touching. Jurgen Dam finds the feet of Armanakis, cut out by Morsu. 6 minutes of stoppage time officially. Sacco into trouble, cleared by Hackshaw, up into the night sky, caressed by the clouds, and down from Morsu to potentially touch, but he got there second. Gibson got there first. Oakland are on it with Prentice now. Left side, Popmore Boy defensively strong and earns a throw in for Phoenix. 91st.
You gotta go.
And a change for Oakland Roots. The most substituted player in the league, E.J. Johnson, will enter the game, the fast-paced striker, to waste some time and give some energy. I think he has replaced Peter Wilson, who put in quite the shift tonight. He has scored now 9 goals in his last 8 games for Oakland.
Pretty good.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Remy Cabral, he's Phoenix's line leader. He's brilliantly blasted a ball in behind. Sacco chasing, Hackshaw winning. Hackshaw clearing, Dennis cutting out, Flores keeping in touch. Charlie Dennis miskicked it. You could see the frustration on Charlie's face. Out of touch, Oakland throw. More time to waste, 90 seconds over the 90.
You just have the feeling that if Phoenix get a third in this one, it's going to be on the counter.
Lots of contacts. Who's it on? Lascelles Sengen. Free kick, Oakland Roots. E.J. Johnson won the free kick. I think that's going to be his job the rest of the day, to win free kicks and do his best Sammy O'Brien impression. Just kind of sit there and complain.
Ironic. Dude, Sammy, can we unmute the producer? That's terrible. That's terrible.
It's funny because he can't. It's like picking on the guy who can't talk back.
It's rage bait.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
Okay, back to work. 93rd. 3-2 still. Gibson in the corner. Johnson, can he keep it in touch?
Nope.
Nope, too heavy. Rising play short, play quick. Senge, Morsu. Line skipping ball under pressure. Gave it away to Gibson. Oakland, will they take it to the corner or will they pounce for a 4th? Prentice.
The corner.
Will dance to the corner flag. A big shove. No foul. Marboy got it back. Dennis is in the middle of the park. Spinning free, he's fouled. Rising have to go quickly. Put the ball on the ground. Down by a goal, 3-2 Oakland. I think it'll be a similar story to last week, whether Rising get a point or don't. Emmers in behind, attacking third. Emmers, nowhere to go. Feet of Flores. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to have Hope Avayevu on the pitch right now?
Yeah.
Morsu in the box. Remy Cabral, great touch. It's going to bounce about. It's cleared away by Kai Green. Is that a penalty or a foul on a Rising player? It's a red card. No point to the spot yet. I don't think he pointed to the spot. I haven't seen a point yet. Folks. It's a red card to an Oakland Roots player. He must have given a penalty.
Phoenix
Elvis Osmanovic.
seems to have believed that there is a penalty given.
There's a scuffle at the penalty spot.
I see hands on the temples of Oakland Roots player. Sacco gets into a shoving match.
Sacco shoved again. Sacco shoving back.
I don't think the center referee can see it.
Now it's hockey season in the desert. Meanwhile, Darius Johnson is off the ball. You have to keep an eye here on the penalty spot. This is a clear-cut opportunity to
Remy
take your
Cabral is
cleats,
standing there.
to take your cleats and scuff the spot.
And that's what Phoenix is trying to do. They're trying to stop that.
There's more busting up.
Oh my God.
So a red card was given to an Oakland Roots player. 95th minute, by the way. There's been about a minute and a half worth of a tussle. Rafael Spiegel has been identified as a guilty party. He's been given a yellow card. I'm sure Isan Sacco will be given one as well.
Has to.
There's a Rising player running off to give instruction. Remy Cabral, as Kevin Dooley points out, is sat and stood. Darius Johnson has made his way off, or is just walking back.
This is a penalty.
It is a penalty kick for Phoenix Rising and a red card for Daniel Flores.
That's terrible.
A second yellow for Daniel Flores, who I'm sure was up and amongst it.
Totally was terrible in the sense of you do not want to lose Danny Flores for next week.
Daniel Flores has still not finished a game in a Phoenix Rising shirt, by the way. Phoenix Rising have a penalty kick in the 96th minute. In the 96th minute, they were down by 3 goals. It's going to be Remy Cabral's to take, Kevin.
It has to be. Remy Cabral hasn't moved an inch. The penalty was given, and Remy was the first one to stand and step on the spot. He has stayed there with the ball tucked in that left arm since the penalty was first given. The entire scuffle, Remy Cabral stood.
He has had 2 toes, 2 heels, 10 toes on the white dot 12 yards out for the better part of 3 minutes. Remy Cabral has scored his last 5 penalty kicks. Rafael Spiegel is in the way. Rising trailed in this game 3-0. Remy Cabral with a chance to make it 3-3 in the dying embers of this contest in a crucial 6-pointer. The referee blows his whistle. Remy Cabral sidesteps, stutters forward, and strikes! And scores! Charlie Dennis mouths off! It's 3-3! Remy Cabral gives his words. An absolute eruption! Unbelievable for Phoenix. Again and again, and again and again. 3-3 from 3-0 down. What a comeback for Phoenix Rising. Remy Cabral capping it from the penalty spot.
Ryan, I am in absolute shock. But are you actually surprised? I fear not. They went down 3 goals. They got that first one right at the death of the first half. They knew exactly what they needed to do. Remy Cabral with another perfect penalty.
98th minute, by the way. We had about a 3-minute stoppage. There's still 3 or 4 minutes left in this game. Xion Emmers has come forward. Emmers off the left. Emmers defended. He'll chip it in for Charlie Dennis. Touched off Kai Green. Throw in for Phoenix Rising. This game is drunk. Osenge's got a long throw. Charlie Dennis will serve it back. Skeers, Marboy, every single red shirt in the attacking half. What looked like it would be a Saturday to forget has become a Saturday to remember for those that stayed through the rain in late September. Oakland the other way. Prentice, Emmers cut it out. 1 whistle, 2 whistle, 3 whistles. You can't count them out, I guess. That's the takeaway from the league's most dangerous team from come-from-behind positions. Phoenix Rising, 2-0 down 2 weeks ago. 2-0 down last week with 10 minutes to play. And tonight in this one, 2 goals down with 5 minutes left.
Tough one. Hey.
And they get a 3-3 draw at home against Oakland Roots and secure the season tiebreaker against Oakland. Stay 5 points clear of the East Bay side. It's just one of those months for Phoenix Rising, Kevin Cardes.
I'm in shock, Brian. I don't think there's any way to put that one besides exactly how you said it. The game is drunk. The game got so drunk at the end, but Remy Cabral, cool as ever, converts the most important shot of the entire season on the spot. That penalty, Ryan, was a 2-point swing in and of itself. That completely turned everything around. They maintained the tiebreaker against Oakland. They get a point back on the board and now stand a full 3 points above the playoff line at 33 points. The next closest after them, right below at 30. That's Orange County, who had a result fall in Phoenix's way in Charleston as well. This was exactly what they needed. Everything against them in the first half. Perhaps the worst first half that they've played in 2025. But time and time again, 3 weeks in a row, the best second half they could have strung together.
It's a 5th straight draw for Phoenix for the first time in club history. 7 unbeaten for the club, sure. Points left on the board tonight, I'd have to feel like, for Pamadou Ka. But again, his plucky Phoenix Rising team poke and prod and just find a way to look up, look around, and say something about it. 3-3 from the desert. 38th and Washington saw a classic tonight. After a rain-drenched evening, delayed this game at the start. Charlie Dennis delivered. Remy Cabral rose to the occasion. We'll step aside, we'll break it all down. We'll hear from Darnell King next, too, on the post-game wrap-up presented by Crown Public House here on KDUS AM 1060 and the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
This is Uchukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KTUS AM 1060 and on the KTUS 1060 app. Each day at work just dragging on. Get your sports fix on the lunch break. Join Chris Schubert and producer Evan live as they give their local perspective on the world of sports. Baseball, football, and basketball. Everything has a home on their plate. It's The Lunch Break with Chris Schubert, live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KTUS AM 1060, on the KTUS 1060 app, and KTUS 1060 on YouTube.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Time for one last kick of the ball on tonight's match. It's Rising Radio postgame wrap-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Well, that was quite the game, I would say. Here as we welcome you back on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network tonight on KTUS AM 1060. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, Darnell King will join us maybe sooner rather than later as he's walking over towards our Mahir Sinhasan. He may just be making the rounds a little slowly and from central areas tonight. But 3-3, your final score. Phoenix Rising trailed by 3 goals, scored 3 goals. That's typically how you get to a 3-3, Kevin Cardez.
Agreed.
They did it in typical, stereotypical, rise from the ashes, Phoenix Rising fashion.
It's I don't really know how to encapsulate it. It's frustrating because I think we go back to the exact same thing that we did in Sacramento where you gave away basically 2 goals. Well, I'll call it 1.5 goals in Sacramento. And the reason why you went down 2-0 is because you just made errors and you let them run the table until you finally decided, okay, I'm going to get my foot back in this one. This week feels the exact same. When it all settles down and shakes out, some terrible decisions way too early on turned into free goals for Oakland that now, after scoring your 3 goals and getting all the way back into the tie, my first thought is, man, we could have won that one too. That is the most frustrating part about these draws, is as fantastic as it feels to get that point back, and as important as it is too, you secure the tiebreaker over a team that's actively knocking on the playoff line. You managed to pick up a 2-point swing that was about to go the other way. You just think, we probably should have won that. That is the most frustrating part of the entire experience.
One lone thought on Oakland Roots tonight, and then we will focus fully on Phoenix Rising, Kevin. Oakland probably had to win that game. Their season's probably done at this point.
Yeah.
And that has got to be a killer thing for a team that has now played 25 games, which is one less than Phoenix. They have a game in hand. They are 4 points off the playoff line, so not quite yet, but it is just one of those nights for Oakland Roots where they lost track and had some Phoenix Rising-esque mistakes in the second half.
Especially when Monterey Bay picked up just the biggest win possible in the race to get above the playoff line. Monterey Bay knocking off Sacramento Republic 1-0. That becomes the story of the night. You start looking at that as, man, Oakland just watched a lot of things fall the other way, and how frustrating for Panos Armonakis and Danny Trejo, who did exactly what they were signed to do against a club in which you know they wanted to do it. Trejo picking up a goal, Panos Armonakis picking up an assist as well. it is a frustrating, maybe not end, but beginning of an end for an Oakland season that has seen a revival under Benny Feilhaber. But it's I think that they're going to look at this one with a lot more regret than Phoenix did. As the side that loses the 3-goal lead, that's super, super frustrating. But I can't help but think about the fact that Phoenix should have won this one too, and that is even more upsetting to me.
As we wait on Darnell King here, Phoenix Rising 3, Oakland Roots 3. We will step aside on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network on the post-game wrap-up presented by Crown Public House. We'll have more Phoenix Rising chatter after this.
Suzuchukwu's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. James Out West, your home for sports down here in the desert. Join James and Pat the Stat Guy as they recap the weekend and dive deep into the numbers for the NFL, NBA, college sports, and more.
That's 5 seasons of 1,200 yards.
Player stats, team numbers, and contracts are just the start of the discussion for James and Pat.
He started 815 career games. He threw 749 complete games.
There's no hiding when it comes to stats. It's James Out West every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Each day at work just dragging on. Get your sports fix on the lunch break. Join Chris Schubert and producer Evan live as they give their local perspective on the world of sports. Baseball, football, and basketball. Everything has a home on their plate. It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert, live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060, on the KDUS 1060 app, and KDUS 1060 on YouTube.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
This is the Rising Radio post-game wrap-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Back here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network for the post-game wrap-up presented by Crown Public House. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, Darnell King's going to put the headset on right now and have a chat with us here on the gantry at 38th and Washington for this post-game wrap-up. Man, 3-3 your final score tonight between Phoenix and Oakland Roots. Coach King, can you hear us?
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost more hair the last couple weeks than I should be at 20-odd-something years old. You guys keep doing this to us, but you keep finding a way as a team.
Yeah, I mean, to the point I said last week, the resilience that these guys have and the guys who come off the bench, once again, I think it's just something that we have to continue to do from the beginning of the game and not wait and not have to fight back constantly, because once again, you see what we can do when we're firing on all cylinders. So we shouldn't wait till we get super tired or tired of teams that we should punish them early doors.
Coach Pa in the midweek presser and even at the end of the game last week had a lot of words about motivation and getting this team going and how he's got to find a better way to make sure that starts don't happen like happened the last 2 weeks, and yet we see it again tonight. What is the biggest challenge with this group in finding their rhythm for the first 20 minutes of games?
Yeah, I think a big message from us this week was find what is inside them that motivates them. You know, I think, you know, we do a lot of external motivation in that, but I think it also has to come internally from them. And you see it when it comes down to these dying moments of the game. You see the desire that they have, and that's just something that we have to keep instilling in them because they have it. They just need to bring it up from the beginning. So yeah, it's more finding the why of what you do this for, what you came to be a professional footballer for, and day in and day out you put in the grind. You need to show it on the weekends from the start.
Hey, Coach, a little bit on Charlie Dennis. I mean, his season has gone from whether he's been a super sub or, you know, he had to battle through that initial injury at the start of the year, but he has sunk in and just been so good today. One of those games that just makes you go, that's one of the guys on this team. Anything to say about Charlie Dennis' performance tonight? Yeah, Charlie, you know, he's a veteran pro. He comes in and does his work, and he battled back from an injury, and he put in everything he had to be where he is today. And, you know, kudos to him for stepping up and taking charge, and he has such a goal mindset. You see him when he comes on the field, he's looking to put the ball in the area and put the ball in the back of the net. So that's what you start to see from a guy like that, especially who's been around the league for a long time.
I think you can see why you guys like him more as a wide player and closer to goal, like Pa always says with this showing tonight. Another one, probably second to last. Is Remy Cabral the best penalty kick taker you've ever seen at this club? I know you've had some really good ones, but Remy's really good at him.
Yeah, it comes down to the confidence you have, and when you know somebody shows that type of confidence and puts the ball in the back of the net continually, knock on wood, keeps doing that, and we get the opportunities, then you know you keep giving the ball to him and let him take that charge.
And then what is the message to this group? We talk about the messaging and where that needs to go right at the beginning of games. When you get into halftime, you get into that changing room. We talked about it going to break, 3-0 down. That had to have been the most important team talk of the year so far. What are you telling those guys in that moment?
Yeah, I think it's just keep motivating them. Like, you know, you have to get at them when we have a slow start. We have to pick them up and drive them to come out stronger in the second half, because goals change games, and you get one, you never know what can happen, as you've seen multiple times with us. So it's just keep them pushing and let them know, like, do you want it or not? Yep. That's what it takes. Do you want this or not? And you saw it. They pushed through, and it came back. It wasn't the 3 points that we would like, but once again, we grind out and get a point. So.
New Mexico's been a couple of barn burners this year, even going back to last year. Each of the last 3 or 4 games has been really back and forth, end to end, anybody's game. You have to find a way to break the slump next week, or is it just sticking to what you can control?
No, we come out. This is a derby game. You know, I've been a part of many of these ones, and I think it's important that they understand that. And you're gonna have to come out with the fire from the beginning, because this is a team that has history with us, and you know, I'm sure they know it, and they're gonna come firing on all cylinders like they have been doing. Decent run of form for them, but for us, it's, you know, focus on ourselves and make sure we come out and protect our house.
Coach King, thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
Darnell King, assistant coach, Phoenix Rising. You have to think there's some conflicted thoughts in that guy's mind tonight, Kev.
Yeah, I think that this is one of the most conflicting games I've ever watched. It's so hard to tell. Are we allowed to be excited after that? Are we allowed to be upset about that? Maybe we can be both. I think that two things can be true. They did just enough. I want to hear what Mahir has to say on that as well.
Mahir, you were down there, right? And you were the closest to it. You saw the vocalization from Patrick Rakowski towards the tail end of the first half. You touched on that with us a little bit. You were the one that was closest to it at the end there. Is it an emotional win tonight for Phoenix Rising, that post-game walk, or was it still something that felt like they left something there for them? What was the more prevalent feeling?
You know, I think it's a little bit conflicted depending on who you talk to, because if you talk to the fans, they're going to say this was an emotional result.
Always.
This was the most applause I've ever heard from a draw during my time with Phoenix Rising. If you talk to the players, if you talk to Darnell and the others, they're probably not saying that. I mean, a few players were out there on the pitch getting some stretches. They were, you know, shaking hands per usual. But going into the line, it wasn't much of a celebration. And you could even tell, even in midfield, that Hamadou Ka called his coaches over, had a nice conversation, but it seemed a little bit more animated than usual. He wanted his coaches to try to get this message down that even though it was a draw, there's still a lot left to happen with this team if they want to try to get 3 points.
My friend, and Kevin, I'm going to ask you the same question in a second. New Mexico has to be a win next week in your mind, or what?
I mean, on paper, yes, because of how close New Mexico is, along with the multiple teams in the Western Conference that can challenge Phoenix Rising for one of those playoff spots. But you have to feel that if you're Mamadou Khan, knowing that you've beaten New Mexico on the road at their place, and then also in the Jägermeister Cup, there's a little bit more of an incentive to try to get a sweep. You've realized that you've beaten this team before, and you've done well against this team in a rivalry matchup where New Mexico fans have their opinions, Phoenix fans have theirs. You have to try to represent the red and black to the best of your ability.
Mihir, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you next week. Kevin, same question to you.
Yeah, I think that you have to beat New Mexico, but I think that you've had to win all these games before, and you know what? Every draw that comes by, we ask the same question the next week. We go, hey, you probably have to win that one too. The West is so weird, and eventually you're going to watch it slip away, but you have, in the next, 4 games, I'd say the 2 most important of your season are New Mexico and San Antonio. You have a chance to secure tiebreakers over 2 clubs that are within striking distance, because if you pick up these 6-pointers after today's result, I mean, 36 to the 37 of New Mexico next week, 36 to the 37 of San Antonio in about 3 weeks, I mean, anything can change, and you can make the jump. You can make the leap. Lexington is out of the picture completely now. If you're going to, draw up with them, they have the complete tiebreaker. But you have a chance to get ahead of New Mexico and San Antonio in some way, whether it's just holding the tiebreaker and hoping that you can get something on the road in North Carolina or in Pittsburgh. You have to win, but you've had to win the last 5, and you're still in the race. I think you have to play your game, and if a result goes your way, maybe smile and get ready for Wakeman.
It's New Mexico United next week for Phoenix Rising, who now you figure on 33 points, have 4 games to get 7 points to guarantee playoff passage in the Western Conference. They draw 3-3 tonight with Oakland Roots in what was one of the wildest, wackiest, weirdest games you will ever see at this very stadium tonight, 38th and Washington. 3-all your final score for Kevin Cardez. For Mihir Sinhasan, for our engineer tonight, Sammy O'Brien. I've been Ryan Sikora saying so long on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. We'll talk to you next week as New Mexico United comes to town.